First, I'd like to, having already risen into prayer, I'd like to continue my praises to the great God of the universe, Allah. I'd like to give honors to the Prophet, Noble Jew Ali. I'd like to give honors to the first Supreme Grand Sheikh of the first Supreme Grand Council, Brother Emil. I'd like to give honors to the Prophet's forerunner, Brother Marcus Mosiah Garvey. I'd like to give honor to our Supreme Grand Sheikh and his staff. I'd like to give honor to our Supreme Grand Sheikh, R. L and his staff. I'd like to give honor to our National Grand Sheikh, G. Turner Ill and his staff. I'd like to give honor to all whom the chairman gave honor to. I'd like to give honor to each and every one of you. Islam?
Islam.
First, let me declare my intentions from page 3 so that if anything is said out of context, you do not hold it to the literature, our prophet, and most certainly not Allah. You hold me, Sister L Gladden, ill to whatever she might say wrong or get wrong.
Islam.
I like to declare my intentions from page 3. Dear readers, do not falsely use these lessons. They are for good, peace, and happiness for all those that love Jesus. Jesus in this context means justice. Islam. Tonight's chapter 36, Holy Instructions from Thy Prophet, Know Thyself. So this chapter means to me just what it says, know thyself. I always say this, and I'm going to say it right again. The prophet tells us that he gave us everything we needed to save the nation. Now take it and save yourselves. So that lets me know that first I have to know Allah, the great God of the universe. No matter what we call him, it's still only one God, and our God is Allah. Second, that I need to study my literature and understand what the prophet is trying to tell me and teach me so that I can teach it to others and also my children. Knowing thyself, in order for you to be able to deal with certain situations and to overcome obstacles and struggles that may come your way, you have to know yourself. Because if you don't know yourself, then you're not going to be able to handle those situations. They're going to eat you up and spit you right back out. I know this from personal experience. I struggled with before, low self-esteem. When you have low self-esteem, that means you don't know yourself. I had trouble in the past with letting my lower self outweigh my higher self. But the more that I get into my lessons, the more that I come to my meetings, the more that I listen to my teachers, I'm learning more on how to control that, how to humble myself, how to be quiet, think before I speak. You know what I'm saying? Every action has a reaction. So when you're talking to someone or when you're doing something, you got to remember that if you're doing it, whether you're doing it in a positive way or a negative way, there's always going to be a reaction, and the reaction that you get back might not be the reaction you like. So you need to be mindful of the way you're talking or the way you're treating that other person. I'm going to give an example. I've been dealing with this week at my oldest son's school an incident with his teacher. As far as inappropriate looking or maybe inappropriate comments that have been said to the students. When my son first told me, my lower self was trying to come out, and that's with anybody when you hear that, that makes you upset, makes you worried, makes you scared. So I had told him that it was a good thing that he told me on a Friday, because it gave me a chance to go through the weekend and think about how I was going to handle it, think about what I was going to say and what I was going to do. So by the time Monday came, when I went up to that school to meet that teacher and that principal, I had myself together. I had what I was going to do, I was going to handle, and I went up there in my Moorish garbs and was very professional about it, and my voice was heard because I was respectful, but I was firm. You know what I'm saying? So that's what you have to remember. And the only way that you can be able to do those things is if you know yourself. That you can only do that if you know yourself. And that's how you know yourself. See, like I told myself, it's a good thing that, I had a couple of days to settle down and get my anger and my issues together so that I will be able to handle that situation, because I have to remember I have my son who I have to look at. He has to go to that school. He has to be around the teacher. So, and I don't want them to single him out because his mom came to school in her lower self instead of her higher self. And I also understood that because I called the Supreme Grand Sheik the day before and said, do you think it's a good idea for me to wear my garbs and everything up to the school? I didn't want to intimidate nobody. I didn't want to make nobody feel like a certain way. I didn't want to make nobody scared, because everybody, a lot of people, when they see our medallions, they think they're badges. They think that you're a federal agent or something. Around the way the guys see, they was like, oh sis, I thought you was some kind of federal agent or something. I'm like, oh no, I'm not that. So you know what I'm saying? But the way I went up there and how I carried myself, you know what I'm saying? They respected me. They also respected the garbs and my medallion, and that helps me. I also realized that has helped me a lot lately as in dealing with certain situations. For some reason, when I have my garbs on and my turban and my pin on, it has me set up straight and ready for anything. Ready for anything. I wear my jacket just about every day. Any chance I get, I wear my jacket. People have been asking me, what's that? What is that? And I've been telling them, explaining to them about the Sisters Auxiliary and the things that we're doing and the things that we're trying to do. And they also have asked about the feed more, clothe more people, because they see me always with my shirt on. So I'm starting more and more to make sure the prophet is put first. In the mornings, I say my prayers. Brother Davenport gave me my prayer rug, so I do my prayers. I do my prayers at night after the children go to bed, and then in the morning once they leave for school. You might find me in the middle of the bus ride saying my prayer to myself. So those are the things that help me, and that helps me keeps me in my higher self, and that's only because I have learned myself. So now I know myself, and I can deal with situations and take stuff on better than I have in the past. And I leave my lower self at home and make sure I'm always in my higher self. And I leave as I came, in peace. And
Islam. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. It is good when we begin to know